Good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation by Railbookers of Life on Board via Rail and Canadian Rail Vacations. We have an excellent presentation in store for you today, a lot of great information to share with you, and we will also be introducing to you our top vacation packages for Canadian Rail Vacations. My name is Kyle Smith, and I am your conductor today, and I'm also one of the business development executives here at Railbookers. And in a few minutes, I will be making a major announcement and sharing with you everything that you need to know about Canadian rail travel. But before we begin, if you have a pen and paper handy, please take note of our reservations telephone number at the bottom of your screen at 888-829-3040. Again, that's 888-829-3040 and our website at railbookers.com. This will be at the bottom of each slide as we go through this presentation. Now, just to the right of you is a couple of flyers for you to download, and I would have those handy. They'll have some special discounts that we are currently offering right now, as well as a short list of the vacation packages that I'll be presenting to you. You'll want to have those handy when you give us a call, or you can take it to go visit your local travel agent. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, there's a spot for you at the bottom in the question inbox where you can type your questions. I am monitoring that live, and I'll be watching, keeping my eyes out for that as we are going through this presentation, and I'll have plenty of time at the end to answer all your questions. So now for the big news. We currently are running a flash sale that will expire on May 31st, where you can save up to $400 off per couple on any of our reservations that have 8 nights or more. If you look at any of our packages that have 6 to 7 nights in them, you can save up to $200 off per couple. So this is a great time to consider a Canadian rail vacation or any other place that we currently offer. Now, just a little bit about who we are. So Railbookers is a part of the Yankee Leisure Group family of brands. We're a privately held company based in Boston, Massachusetts, and we specialize in independent rail vacations in Canada, Europe, Asia, and Australia. Our sister company is Amtrak Vacations, which specializes in USA rail travel to our national parks like the Grand Canyon, Glacier National Park, and Yellowstone, for example, and many others, as well as our major metropolitan cities like Chicago, Washington, D.C., and New York, and much more. These are the 2019-2020 brochures, and you can request those online or simply give us a call, and we'll go ahead and get those out to you. Now, Railbookers, we have 3 additional brochures for you to choose from since we specialize in international rail travel. Our generic brochure on the left will have basically all of our European packages. We have a Eurostar vacations brochure, which emphasizes on vacation packages where the Eurostar goes, and that's the high-speed bullet train that will go from London to Paris underneath the English Channel and connect you into Western Europe. Via Rail Vacations has its own brochure for Canada, as well as Trenitalia Vacations for Italy, our top destination in Europe. Now here is the Canadian network map. This can be found on the inside cover page of our Via Rail Vacations brochures, and it tells you exactly where the Via Rail goes. And Via Rail is Canada's Amtrak, in other words, and it's a very classy train. And you'll notice the red line across the center of your screen. That is Via Rail's most scenic route, called the Canadian. And if you're a rail enthusiast, then no doubt you know all about this rail adventure going across Canada. And I will be presenting to you some packages that do just that. And now, obviously, most people are looking to go to Canada to visit either Niagara Falls or the Canadian Rockies, and we have packages for both. Now, I know the presentation's about Canada, but I do want to highlight Europe for a second, since we really specialize in European rail travel. Here's the network map for you in case this is something you're considering down the line. European rail is a complicated thing to grasp, I'm not going to lie. The questions we get from customers when they call us or on webinars like today are where do the trains go, where do they connect, and how do I go from London to Paris to Spain to Italy, or whatever the case may be. Well, we know the answers to those questions. We'll tell you where the trains connect and how it will all come together. This network map can be found on the inside cover page of our Railbookers generic brochure. So what can Railbookers provide you? Well, we have a lot of great resources that we can give you to assist you in planning your perfect dream vacation. But for starters, I'm going to define a rail vacation for you, because a lot of people don't quite understand how rail can be used in terms of a vacation. Usually people think of rail as freight rail, which is very common here in the USA and so forth. But traveling on by rail for vacation is obviously a very popular thing internationally. So what we do for you guys is we book you on all of your trains depending on where you're going. So we'll tell you where those trains go, where they connect, and give you the fares and schedules and so on. We will also set you up with hotels in the key cities that you're wanting to stay in. We can offer you ferries and transfers. So if you're flying into London and we're doing a hotel for you there, for example, we can pick you up at the airport, bring you to your hotel so you can begin your rail journey. We offer the most luxurious as well as the most commonly requested sightseeing activities. So if you're going to Banff in the Alberta province in Canada, you're going to want to see Lake Louise, and we have tours that will do that. If you're going to Europe and wanting to see Rome, we have all the famous tours for the Colosseum and the Sistine Chapel, and you name it. And of course, we have a whole lot more to offer you. So basically, a rail vacation is the components. It's the transportation, it's the accommodations, and it's the sightseeing activities. And the best part is we're a one-stop shop. We will do all the work for you to make your booking process clean and easy to grasp. Now, another reason why you want to consider using us is we have the ability to book European rail 2 years in advance at any given time. That'll include pricing and schedules. So if you are planning a European adventure, for example, you're going to have to spend a lot of time on the computer figuring out where the trains go. That could be a daunting task just to learn that the rail will not be available to you until 45 to 60 days before departure. Or if you go and visit your local travel agent, they're going to tell you the same thing. With us, we can get out in front of that with a 2-year booking window with direct contracts with each and every high-speed rail company abroad. So we can give you those pricing and schedules. So maybe you're not looking to travel until 2020. You can secure your transportation right now simply by giving us a call. Flexibility. So now we specialize in independent vacation packages, the exact opposite of an escorted package. So when you travel with us, you're on your own schedule. We will provide you, of course, the rail, the hotels, your sightseeing, but you're on your own schedule. You can do the things you want to do. And so all you got to do is simply give us a call and let us put everything together for you. We can customize any package you see today, add additional rail, we can add extra hotel nights, or build a package completely from scratch. It's totally up to you. So what does customization really mean? Well, let's take our Canadian Rockies Discovery Eastbound tour. Let's say, for example, you're considering this and you'd like to add a night or two at Lake Louise and maybe go across Canada, whatever the case may be. No problem. You can start and finish where you'd like. We have the options to put the trip in reverse order or simply combine the itineraries. Now I'm going to take our focus over to Europe for a minute for river cruises, which I know is completely irrelevant to Canada, but river cruises are the most popular European vacation products. And if that is something you're considering, in most cases, you're going to want to maximize your vacation and see as much as you can. Well, you can do that with us because we can set you up with pre and post travel. So here are 2 great packages to consider. If you're looking at a Rhine river cruise to go from Amsterdam to Basel, we can put you on a swing tour through Switzerland. Now for pre and post river cruise travel, These are some of the most popular cruise ports around the world. And if you're considering traveling to any of these great cities on a cruise, let us know and we can set you up with a great pre or post option for you. Now, I do want to take a few minutes to talk about the onboard accommodations on the VIA Rail. Those are some of the most frequently asked questions when it comes to our webinars. So if you have a pen and paper handy, go ahead and grab that because you're going to want to take some notes. And I am seeing all of your questions, guys, and I'll be looking forward to answering those in a few moments. So the first option on board the VIA Rail is going to be the economy coach seating. Now, I know the coach seating can have a negative connotation towards it, especially when compared to the airlines, but it's a lot different on board a train. For example, the economy coach seating is 50% larger than a first class seat on an airplane. So you'll have the ability to recline your seat back at a 45-degree angle and put your feet up on a footrest in front of you. And as you can see in the picture here, there is no middle seat. You're either on the aisle or you're on the window, making it easy for you to get up out of your seat to roam the train. And that's probably the best feature of an economy seat on a train is the ability to roam the train. You're not stuck in your seat like you are on an airplane. You can get up and stretch your legs. You can walk to the observation car and lay in a lounge chair and go to the snack car and just roam the train as you please. And that's one of the best reasons to consider a rail vacation. Now, if you know something about rail, then you'll know that trains do travel through the night, and there are several overnight compartments available to you, and I'm going to take you through those. So the first option after the economy seating is going to be a sleeper berth. And a berth is the first upgrade past the economy seating. The price differential between the two is really not that much. Now, a berth will have day chairs during the daytime, as you can see here, and at night they will convert to the bottom bunk, and the top bunk will then come out of the wall, and they'll be separated by curtains that Velcro together, so giving you some privacy. Now, the best part is you have access to a shower when you're in a berth. So especially on an overnight trip, that is definitely something to have. And all of your meals are included in the dining car as well. So a part of your reservation, you'll have access to a shower and you'll have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the dining car. Now, if you are traveling to celebrate a milestone event like a retirement or a major anniversary or whatever the case may be, you may want to consider the cabins. So Via Rail offers a cabin for one as well as a cabin for two. So if you're traveling solo, a cabin for one is for you, a fully enclosed cabin with a day chair, your bathroom facilities, all in your cabin. The shower is just a few steps down the hall. You'll have your very own room car attendant that'll make all your breakfast, lunch, and dinner reservations in the dining car. And of course, they'll maintain the cleanliness of your room throughout the duration of your stay. Now, if you are traveling with your spouse or a friend or whatever the case may be, Via Rail has a cabin for two, the most commonly requested accommodation for two people. And here are the photos that I snapped on the right of the bed situation. Very comfortable, very thick mattresses, an easy step ladder to get to the second level. And of course, you have the daytime view there with your day chairs. You'll have your bathroom in the cabin. And again, your shower is just a few steps down the hall. And you can roam the train just like you can in coach. You can go to the observation car. That Via Rail has actually a few of them on the trains. And then, of course, you could always go to the dining car at any given time. Now, if you are a five-star traveler and you usually spare no expense when you go on vacation, and you really want a true rail experience, you're going to want to consider the Prestige class. And this is Via Rail's most luxurious, most exquisite accommodation available. It can be found on the very back of the train, and it's the last 3 or 4 train cars in line, and it is specifically exclusive for the Prestige cabin passenger. The cabin itself is 50% larger than a cabin for two. You'll have a standard queen bed. The walls and the floor are heated, so if you're traveling in the colder months, you could be nice and cozy when you're, getting out of bed to go take a shower. You'll have your own room car attendant that is at your beck and call 24 hours a day. Your full bathroom and shower are inside the cabin as well, compared to the cabins where they're down the hall. So that's the big difference. You'll have your own bar and lounging area that will provide you with complimentary cocktails and all types of beers and wines and mixed drinks, all a part of your reservation. And you'll have your very own observation car. And so very exclusive, very 5-star. The kicker is you have to be on board the train for a minimum of 2 nights consecutively going the same direction in order to get the prestige class. So if you're considering going across Canada and you're a 5-star passenger, this is something for you to consider. So if you do have any questions about the accommodations, you can go ahead and put those into the question box, and I can go more into detail here. But here are a couple of photos of my team and I when we traveled to the Canadian Rockies last year on board the Via Rail. And we had a great time. And the reason why I bring all this up is because we are the true rail experts. We know because we go is our slogan. Each year, our team members are sent across the globe to experience our top-selling packages and destinations. And I led a small team through Canada on the Via Rail, and here we are on board the train as we got to see Vancouver, Banff, and Lake Louise. We had a great time. Definitely a memorable experience. So anyway, when you call us, we're going to give you the ins and outs of what you really need to know about rail travel. We can help you with what to bring, how to pack, and just all the ins and outs, all the shortcuts to simplify your vacation for you. Okay, now we're going to introduce to you guys to our most popular Canadian rail packages right now. The first one I want to share with you is the Grand Circle of the Canadian Rockies. Now, this is a great package because it's round trip out of Vancouver, making it easy for you to get to and from Canada. And before I dive in here, it's worth noting that if you are a passenger that does not like to fly, let us know that, because we can put you on any on the Amtrak to come from any of the 500 stations here in the USA. So if that's something you're requesting, then give us a call and let us know, and we will set you up with all that. So this package will begin in Vancouver for a 2-night stay. Now, Vancouver's a great town, major cruise port. It's one of the cleanest cities in the world, very little pollution, and just not a lot of trash like on the side of the roads like sometimes you find in your larger cities. It's a well-maintained city. That's one of the things I immediately noticed when I traveled last year. Now, for our hotels, we offer 3, 4, and 5-star hotels right in the heart of the city. So you're not going to be very far from the train station. And while in Vancouver, we're going to give you some sightseeing activities like the very popular Hop-on, Hop-off tour. Those are the red double-decker buses that you'll see in Chicago, New York City. They'll drive you all around the city. You can get on and get off anywhere you'd like. Fantastic way to get around a big city. Now, the following day, the real rail adventure is going to begin on board the luxurious Rocky Mountaineer. Now, before I begin here, you guys that are on this webinar today, are any of you considering a Canadian Rockies vacation where you'd like to do the Rocky Mountaineer? If you could just hit Canada, yes or no, that would be great. Okay, looks like a lot of you guys are considering that. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Good. Glad to hear it. Okay. Appreciate your feedback here. So here's the Rocky Mountaineer. It's now, one thing about the Rocky Mountaineer that's different from Via Rail, the commuter rail, is Rocky Mountaineer is a luxurious prestige train. It only travels through Seattle, Vancouver, and the Canadian Rockies. So if you're looking to go across Canada, you're going to have to get on the Via Rail to do that. But we have packages that'll bring that together for you. But here's Rocky Mountaineer, 2 classes of service for you to choose from: the standard silver class, or the silver leaf, which is the basic accommodation. So that's on the lower level of the train, and you'll have a seat reservation where you will consume all of your meals and your beverages on board the train, and you'll be sitting next to large, spacious windows to take in the wonderful sights. Now, if you are a five-star traveler, you may want to consider upgrading to the Gold Leaf, where you'll sit on the second level tier of the train. You'll have your very own observation car with the panoramic windows, so you can see up and above you, which is what's pictured here, as well as your very own dining car. So definitely an upgrade, and it will increase your overall trip in itself by going on board this train. Now, the route of the train only runs during the daytime, so it will not travel at night. And so you'll be going through the heart of the Canadian Rockies during the daylight hours. Now, when you get on this train in Vancouver to go to Banff, the train will stop over for the night in Kamloops, which is about halfway between Vancouver and Banff. So you'll arrive into Kamloops, where you will get off the train, and Rocky Mountaineer will set you guys up with a hotel for the train, for every passenger on the train. They'll escort you to the hotel that they set up. There's porterage services. You won't have to lift a finger for your luggage. The following day, you'll get back on the train and continue into the Canadian Rockies to go to Banff, which is a fantastic city. It's actually the highest elevated city in Canada. And so upon arrival, you'll have a 2-night stay. We'll give you a sightseeing activity for the gondola ride, which is where you go to the top of Mount Sulphur there, and you'll get great views of the entire Canadian Rockies. And so after your 2-night stay in Banff, you're going to make your way towards Jasper. Now, the Via Rail does not run between Banff and Jasper going north or south. So we've included transportation for you that will come and get you at your hotel, and they're going to drive you to Jasper. And along the way, you're going to get to do the Icefields Parkway Discovery Tour. This is where you get on an ice explorer and get to see a glacier up close and personal. It's a lot of fun. Definitely a breathtaking experience to be on that glacier, such a big thing. In fact, you can even bring a water bottle and scoop the water right out of the glacier and just drink it, because it's the cleanest, most purest water pretty much anywhere in the world, as far as I'm concerned. And then your tour will then make a stop at Lake Louise. I mean, what trip is complete through the Canadian Rockies without Lake Louise, right? So you're going to get to see that. And then you're going to continue on into Jasper for a 2-night stay. Now, Jasper is right next to Jasper National Park, and we've included a full-day tour for you to experience the national park up close and personal. So round trip from your hotel, you'll get picked up and be driven all around the national park. It'll stop for lunch and so forth, and then bring you all the way back to your hotel. Now, the following day, you'll get on board the Via Rail for the overnight trip into Vancouver. And that's what I love about this package, is that you get the best of both worlds. You get the Rocky Mountaineer and then the overnight train experience on board the Via Rail. So the Grand Circle of the Canadian Rockies, 8 days, a total of 7 nights, 6 of which are spent in a hotel and 1 night on board the train. And look at the price, starting at $39.49 at a going rate. But everything is subject to availability. So you'll need to call us or go visit your local travel agent so we can check for availability for the dates in which you want to go. Okay, the next package I want to introduce you to is our Canadian Rockies Discovery Eastbound package. Now, this follows the same idea as the previous package, except this is all on board the Via Rail. And so the way this package will work, it begins with a 3-night stay in Vancouver. And while you're in town, you'll get to do a trip out to Victoria, which is a major city just off the island of Vancouver. And in fact, I have a slide for it there. There's the Bouchard Gardens in Victoria. And absolutely beautiful garden, very peaceful. I was able to capture this great photo here. And we include the ferry from the island out to Victoria and round trip for you. And then, of course, you'll have a total of 3 nights in Vancouver with hop-on, hop-off tours and much more to offer. You'll then get on the Via Rail for the overnight trip to Jasper, where you'll wake up in the heart of the Canadian Rockies. And then you'll get off the train and spend a night in Jasper, and no activities upon your arrival, so you're free to roam the city and do the things that you want to do. The following day, you'll get picked up at the hotel, and you'll be driven down into Banff, and you'll get to do the Icefields Parkway tour, see the glacier, as well as make a stop again at Lake Louise, which is pictured here. This is one of the most beautiful bodies of water anywhere in the world. I'm sure you know all about it. It's a very popular destination. And then after your 2 nights in Banff, you are going to be picked up at your hotel and driven down to Calgary, where you'll end your trip with a 1-night stay. So if you're looking to fly home, you can grab yourself an international flight or have your travel agent put that together for you so you can return back home to the US. So that is our Canadian Rockies Discovery Eastbound package. It's a total of 10 days. 9 nights, of one of which is on board the Via Rail, and we offer the hotels and the sightseeing as well. And the starting price here is $2,099 at a going rate. And don't forget about the flash sale, because our $400 savings is applicable for this package. Okay, the last package I want to share with you is our big one, the Ultimate Canada Coast to Coast Eastbound. I love this package. It's such a great concept, because if you're looking to go to Canada and see it all, one trip and see everything, this is how you're going to want to do it. This package will go from Vancouver all the way across country through Toronto and ending into Halifax. It is a 17-day itinerary. A lot of our clients from Australia that we book often will do this package, because you can do and see the country all at once. Now, before I get into it here, if you are in the East Coast of the US, we have a package that will begin in Halifax and work its way west towards Vancouver and do the same idea, just flip it around. So if that's something you're wanting, let me know. So the package begins with your standard 2-night stay in Vancouver with all your activities. The Via Rail to Jasper, great shot here. You'll then take the transfers down into Banff for a 2-night stay. You'll then come back to Jasper for a night, so you can line up with the Via Rail coming from Vancouver. And then you'll do the 3-night consecutive night journey across Canada to, hit the wrong button here, Toronto. So Jasper to Toronto is a 3-night journey on board the Via Rail. And now, if you're a rail enthusiast, then no doubt you're going to want this itinerary. The scenery changes by the day. You feel like you're in a different country each day, but you are not. Canada is a beautiful country to see by rail. Upon arrival into Toronto, you'll stay 2 nights, and we give you a hop-on, hop-off tour, as well as a day trip out to Niagara Falls. And so you'll get picked up at your hotel. You'll be driven to the falls, the Canadian side, of course, and the tour includes lunch and plenty of opportunities to just take in the beauty of the falls itself. And then the following day, you'll board the Via Rail for your trip up to Montreal, where you'll spend your next 2 nights. Now, while in town, you'll have a very famous city tour on a historical motor coach, and that will take you all around the city and show you the local hotspots and give you the complete history of Montreal. And of course, you have plenty of downtime to roam the city on your own and do the things you want to do. Your next destination is going to be Quebec City. So on board the Via Rail, you'll arrive into Quebec for a 2-night stay. You'll have that motor coach city tour, so you can go all around the city and get the history and see all the local hotspots. Now, after Quebec City, you're going to get on board the Via Rail, which is called the Ocean Line, and that's going to overnight into Halifax, where you're going to spend 2 nights. Now, Halifax is just 100 miles off the coast, is where the Titanic sank back in 1912. So there is a museum in the downtown area where you can see a lot of the artifacts that have been brought up from the ship and learn about the history of the Titanic and see the tragic events unfold when it hit that iceberg so many years ago. So that will end your trip there in Halifax, and that is our Ultimate Canada Coast to Coast Eastbound, 17 days, 11-night hotel accommodations, and 5 nights on board the Via Rail. Okay, as we wind down the presentation here, some other popular itineraries for you to consider would be the Venice, Florence, and Rome tour, Barcelona and Madrid. We have a complete Scotland by rail. We have a classic Glacier and Bernina Express, as well as a Great Western Canadian rail journey, which begins in Winnipeg, just above Minnesota, heading west into Vancouver. So you can find all of those online at our website. So what differentiates Railbookers? Well, I think now you know the answer to that question with us. You don't have to wait to book. We can give you that 24-month booking window. So if you're looking at doing a river cruise in Europe next year and you want to expand your vacation, let us know. We can set you up with everything you need right now. We have the flexibility to create your perfect dream vacation when it comes to rail. We'll provide you a one-stop shop booking experience. We'll do all the research for you, present you with a PDF price quote that will have all the information you need. It's really painless to give us a call. And we'll also provide you with fantastic customer service because we know, because we go. We'll give you all the ins and outs of rail travel. Here's our website at railbookers.com. I would encourage you to go explore our site. You can see every destination we carry there. And if you hover over trip planning on the right-hand side, there's a lot of great resources there at your disposal. The onboard experience, a lot of YouTube videos if you want to see and bring that to life a little bit more. You can also find our special offers as well on our site, all of our early booking discounts that we offer each year. How to book? Well, the easiest way is to give us a call because you'll be automatically connected to a travel consultant within just a few seconds of dialing our phone number. And all you need to do is just tell us where you want to go and when, and we will do the rest for you. Or if you prefer, you can go visit your local travel agent. And that is a recommended way to go about putting together a vacation. Travel agents usually have been in the business for many years and they have a lot of experience putting together international travel. They'll book your flights for you since we don't do any of that, and they'll be there for you every step of the way. Okay, I'd love to answer your questions now, so give me a moment to explore those. Okay, ooh, a lot of good questions here. So let's take it from the top. So Lindsay is with us today, and she says, is only booking rail only in Europe suggested, or is it better for packaging? Well, Lindsay, we don't book just rail only. We do require at least one train and one night hotel in order to put together an itinerary. So a package is more ideal just because all the components of the travel could then be arranged by us, making it easy for you to make an informed decision if this is something you want to do. And for your second question there, Lindsay, toilets are in the cabins, not the berth, correct? Yes, you are correct in that. That's right. Lindsay is also asking us, it looks like the Prestige class has a large lounge family room inside the cabin from the pictures. Is that true? Yes, it is. So that picture you saw is the couch and coffee table area. The bed is actually in the wall behind the woman sitting there, and the room car attendant will put that down, and that basically goes over the coffee table. And so you do have, I don't know the dimensions of the room. I'd have to look that up on Google or something. But the Prestige class is a great accommodation. I hope that helps. All right, let's see here. All right, guys, bear with me because I'm just going to go in order, so I'm not ignoring everybody. Lindsay has one final question here. Let's see here. Can we create extended package from Toronto to Vancouver that includes Via Rail and Rocky Mountaineer? I have a client looking for exactly this. Oh, Lindsay, I didn't realize you're a travel agent. Okay, great. Yes, we do. In fact, it's called our Trans-Canada something. If you just go to railbookers.com, you can start in Toronto and you'll find that package. It's I believe it's 2 or 3 nights in Toronto, the Via Rail to Jasper, and then you do the hotels at Lake Louise and so on, and then the Rocky Mountaineer into Vancouver. Trans-Canada, I'm just forgetting the official name now, but we have that. If you want to go ahead and give us a call, our team can put that together for you. Greg is with us and asking our prices US dollar or Canadian dollar. It would be US dollar since we are a US based company. Okay, Ed is asking, Ed's mentioning you did not mention the upcharge for the different sleepers. It's because I don't know the average price differential offhand. I used to work on the reservations team, and it's been a while. But I do know for a fact from economy to berth is not much of a difference, but everything is based upon supply and demand. So if you're looking to travel, this summer, the pricing could potentially be a bit higher compared if you're looking to book towards the end of the year and heading into 2020. So I hope that helps. Lindsay's asking us another question about meals. Are they included on the overnights on the Via Rail? They are if you have a berth or a cabin or the prestige class. You're welcome, Ed, my pleasure. Peter's asking us about Eastern Canada, wants to know if we have packages that will go Toronto, Niagara Falls, and up to Halifax. Absolutely. And you can find those at railbookers.com. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions I see so far. I'll keep this up. I do have, let me see here. I do have a question for you guys here, kind of a moment of truth for me. Did you guys get out of this webinar today with what you were hoping to learn? I realize a lot of people have different reasons for joining webinars, and if there's something I can clarify, just simply ask. Okay, good. Lindsay, I will not have the ability to email the PowerPoint. It's a large file. I've tried that in the past, but this webinar will be on our website, so you could always have it indirectly at your disposal if that helps you. Awesome. Okay, Dylan is here and he's asking us if my clients would like to spend any time at Lake Louise. Can you arrange that? Of course, absolutely. We can customize any package that you see. Mark is asking us if we have extended packages for Eastern Europe. We certainly do. You can find those at railbookers.com, and our next webinar, we have another webinar in a few weeks on our European products, so I would keep your eyes peeled for that invite. All right, I'm going to keep the question box up for a moment. I just want to make sure you guys see our business hours. We are open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific. Again, our reservations number is 888-829-3040. And you can always visit us at railbookers.com. Any other questions, guys? Okay, doesn't look like it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off then. Well, guys, I appreciate you taking the time. Again, this webinar was recorded. We'll have it up on our site here shortly. If you came in late, the next webinar today is going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 Central. If you want to re-register, if you missed anything, feel free. That way you can get your questions answered, or you can just refer to our website. But guys, I appreciate your time today, and let us know if there's anything we can do for you. Have a train-tastic afternoon. Take care.